Today's adventure was going to take me to the Olympic Peninsula, so first I had to get on a ferry boat. Then, across the Hood Canal Bridge. Today I'm in Port Townsend with the dogs and my mom. We are actually at the Point Wilson Lighthouse, and I've managed to find an angle. Here's my mom. That doesn't show the lighthouse, so we'll show it in a minute. What a beautiful day. I thought it was mostly going to be cloudy. It's a big jellyfish. So we started out on the beach, but the tide is in and you can't walk along this whole beach. So you got to definitely watch your tides, especially when you get out along the bluff. So we worked our way up onto the bank where there's a handy trail, and now we are heading towards this bluff. We're just going to go up the trail to see the actual old fort. I brought a headlamp so we can check out some of the tunnels. We just turned off the beach and we are heading towards the campground, and there's a trail over here that will take us up the bluff. Well, I think this is where the trail goes up over the bluff that I was thinking of. But you can see that they're pretty serious about not going on it right now. It's closed due to tree fall and landslide. It's impassable. Do not enter. I do see a lot of trees down on the bank up there. So here, we are still in the campground, but there's actually some bunkers here as well. So we are between campsite 34 and 32, I think. And we are heading up the hill towards the bunkers that are here. In the late 1890s, work began on 5 fortifications in the Puget Sound that would help protect the cities and the Bremerton Naval Yard from invasion or attack. The 3 major forts that had the big guns were Fort Worden, Fort Casey, and Fort Flagler, and they were known as the Triangle of Fire. Fort Worden is over 400 acres and at one point housed 1,000 troops and officers. It is now a state park. Hey guys, you stand with Grandma Ruby for a minute? Yeah, thank you. Got a single room here that isn't connected, and swallows use it for their nests. This is a more connected room. I wish that there were informational signs to tell you what these rooms were used for. That'd be handy. I do have my headlamp, so I can actually go. You can see this little narrow hallway gets pretty dark. Got my headlamp on. There's little alcoves. And this narrow channel connects to another narrow channel. You can see this was the room I just looked through from the other side. We've got like a hatch here. Shoes, so I'm not sure how much further I want to go. Looks like it dries out over there. What the heck? I'll take a wade through this water. Nope, it doesn't dry out. Continues on in the dark and the water. Oh my gosh, it's getting a little deep. My feet are all wet. Interesting, wow. That's pretty cool. In for a penny, in for a pound. get lost in here. Wow, yeah, it's like a floor dried out at least here. And then here, I see some light up ahead. There we go. Here's a much bigger, bigger rooms connected with bigger hallways. A lot of light coming in through the windows. Looks like there's a graffiti problem here, but it looked like a collection of teeth. Looks like they paint over it, and I don't see a lot of really bad stuff, which is nice. So here's another room, but in between the rooms, if I turn, there's more of that narrow hallway, and there's some back there as well. You could absolutely spend hours. Like, here it goes again. Here you should always look all around. I did see one kind of hole that went down, but you also want to look up because there's interesting things all over. I have no idea what they were all for. We're coming out, and way down there is where I went in. There's the dogs and my mom. This says 1909, Kinzie, 1910. Interesting thing I just noticed is you can see that this is a rail. There's a rail system. You can see the curved lines where the rail used to go. So they must have been able to slide out guns or munitions of some kind. It was definitely used to get something out by rail. Check out these gear things. They have funny ends here. They look like Reese's peanut butter cup wrappers. We can look in here. Let's go see what this view looks like, and then we'll come back down. Installed in 1902. Oh, and they shipped it to Europe in 1918. Left the batteries and they're heading for the beach, and then we'll walk back to the lighthouse along the beach. Port Townsend is just around this point and on that point. And I think, isn't that straight ahead Indian Island?